Testing, mic check. Cinnamon buns, cinnamon buns, cinnamon buns. Hello, friendos. My name is Nez, and once again, we are back at it again for some more Arknights, because today we're beginning our story reading of Ending a Grand Overture, aka episode 14.5 of the main story, because this is basically the epilogue. The epilogue of the 2-year-long Victorian saga. Wow. I've sustained that the Victorian saga has been my favorite story arc in Arknights so far. It is the most political of Arknights at its best. So many moving parts interweaved between so many different events and so many different episodes and chapters. I'm excited to finally get a few loose ends tied up, because a lot happened during episode 14. Way too much happened actually during episode 14 that we need 2 epilogue stories. Not just this one, not just one. We're gonna need a second one. First of all, we gotta resolve the Victorian side of this conflict. We've solved the sarcasm side. Mostly. We'll get there when we get there. More or less. Recap of everything that happened since episode 14. The Sarkaz War is over. Londinium is no longer occupied by the Sarkaz. We fought them out. Theresis blasted off at the speed of light, except he now has possession of the first Originium. We don't know where that's gonna go. Surely nothing bad could happen with that man's having possession of the first Originium. Surely nothing bad could happen. But that is not the focus of today, because today's episode, today's event, will involve the other half of this conflict, the Victorian half. Because as we've left off since episode 14, Siege and Co., the Glass Glow Gang, aka the Exemplars, have now returned home. The prodigal child of Victoria has finally returned home to her homeland. Will she take up the mantle? Will she take up the crown? Because as we've seen during, what was that, episode 13 or 14? The powers that be at Victoria, the powers that be, have already been planning for kicking out the Sarkaz. They've already been planning contingencies on how Victoria is gonna try to rebuild itself and regovern itself. The Dukes have been vying for power. There is a power struggle now within Victoria of who's gonna take the reins of the nation. Will autonomy return to the Victorians? Will the desperate Dukes who fought over scraps during the Sarkaz conflict, will they try to create a puppet of the supposed new king? What will happen with the Terrans, who they themselves have a righteous cause for wanting their own autonomy as their own independent nation and peoples? What will happen between the Victorians, the Terrans, and the Dukes? That's everything that hasn't been tied up yet since chapter 14 ended. So we got that. Hold up. I got a hexagon. Catherine. We're gonna meet Catherine again. My favorite, well, so far, my favorite Arknights hag. Until Mantra becomes playable. If she ever does become playable. Low light. Also, I'm still kinda pissed about what happened yesterday. We don't talk about what happened yesterday. Probably my second worst poll session of all time. I mean, variance is variance. If you go through years of events having great luck at pulling, getting 6 stars at 10, 20, under 60 pulls, and then you get one single event that goes up to 200 plus without getting the featured operator. It's variance, it's luck balancing itself out. That's what I tell myself so I can sleep well at night and not cry myself to sleep. But aside from that, I think before we start the story reading, we should probably rewatch the CG. Just, we watched it yesterday. We should probably rewatch it again. What conflicts will ending a grand overture bring us? What will happen to the Steam Knights? Because from the gameplay side of things, apparently the Steam Knights are back, ? During GO-9, we fought 2 Steam Knights for some reason. The last Steam Knight, Sir Charles, if I remember correctly, he already passed away. We found Sir Charles in an abandoned building, and it's implied that Sir Charles has already died, if I remember correctly. We're forging new swords. We've re-entered. What is this? Is this a government building to reclaim the flag? It's not at the tower. We're not at the tower. Raising the Sigh of Kings, slice down the Sarkaz flag, and reclaim Victoria. My question is, what kind of Victoria will we try to rebuild? What kind of Victoria is ideal? Because Siege is coming back. This is mirroring a lot of... This is mirroring Neuro's return to Kazimiesh. It's the prodigal child of the nation coming back to reclaim the spotlight, probably out of duty, out of responsibility. Siege has run away from her responsibility for so long, and now she's returned back to Victoria, her homeland. How will this pan out? Also, Allerdale's alive. I don't know, spoilers? I guess she's on the fucking CG. Allerdale's alive for some reason. She's playing Batman in the background. So I'm thinking there's probably gonna be a dynamic where Siege and Allerdale both two sides of the same coin where they protect Victoria on 2 fronts. Siege in the public front, Allerdale as Batman in the shadows. I don't know. Something like that. Also, the Exemplars. The Glass Glow Gang. Can't forget about the Glass Glow Gang. With that said, I think it's time. It's time to start our story reading. Where do we start? GO-ST-1. Course of history. History is like a sailing ship adrift, the course of which no one can predict. Ooh, a storybook. Isabel Montague, that's Dagda, loyal Victorian Knight of the Tower, once said, "History is like a granary. It stands in silence amidst the bustling estate, an unremarkable sight with a somewhat pleasant scent of mold, only ever thought of when stowing something away. Containment, silently containing things, is its sole purpose. As for people, they are like stalks of wheat growing out of the fields, braving the elements so they might sprout those precious, precious ears. All you have experienced will become a shining golden grain stored within the granary called history. It's more apt to say that history is a showroom of human lives." Peak? Cinema? Shining and golden. Yeah, I'd say That was a shining golden life. Why'd I give Morgan a country bumpkin accent? I know they're all British. And then we got Chibi Siege with our 3 Beast Lord Lion companions. I keep forgetting their names. I know one of these assholes is Galahad, the other is Gawain, and I keep forgetting the name of the last one, the third one. Was it Lancelot? I think it was Lancelot. Impassioned voice. Vina, the sword is yours. It is your destiny. Father, is this... Well, let's turn up the music a bit. There we go. Vina, the hell you doing? Stop swinging already. You've nearly beaten him dead. We're getting flashbacks of Huff. Oh, flashback to the war. Vina, it's time. Got it. This is when we were heading towards the battleship to put the sword in the stone. Oh, Clavizia is here. Vina, who do you wish to be when you leave this palace? Oh, this is a new scene. She's already wearing the armor. I choose. Perhaps this is how history runs its course. Those caught up in its flow won't accept things as they are. They will resist with all its might. But reality always comes crashing down, slamming you into the ground over and over. You've got no choice but to get back up and figure a way to stand firm. You know the fight'll never end, and you've got to make ready for the next fist in your face. Until you've circled round and round to find yourself back where you started, a bit by some different path. Wait, now that I think about it, Dagda might have said millstone. History is like a millstone? I forgot what metaphor she used exactly. Just that it's got to do with a mill or windmill or something. The sort of thing that'll get people thinking of the sunset. Ah, forget it. I never fancied the way she talks all erudite-like. When all's done, I'm here to record this heart-pounding moment in history. As a witness to this particular point, as one who personally experienced some of these events, I felt the need to share the tale with those who come after. Ooh, so the framing is from Morgan's point of view, writing down in her journal. It's worth remembering, considering the many bitter lessons that we've learned. It must not be forgotten, with too many painful sacrifices made. I'm remembering Baird. Baird died. An undignified death. Just one of the casualties of the Victorian saga. Safe to say, the story's so twisty and turny that if you weren't there to see it for yourself, you'd never guess where it ended up. Ha! I remember now. It was a ship. History is like sailing a ship adrift, and every age sees its share of experienced helmsmen who think to change its course. But in the end, none will truly ever know where the sunset and the river will overtake them. Ah, sod it. I don't need to copy the feel of those historical novels I read. It's my book. Why should I write it like how Venus governess talks? Let me have a think of how I'd tell the story my way. No, Baird is there! God damn it. Just gotta twist it deep. This here's a tale of how a hoodlum became a hero. It's all about courage, friendship, conviction, and power. The heir to the king leaves the palace, and when she returns home, she's already fit to be called a hero, standing alongside her merry band of mates. This epic begins the summer of the year we left, in the factories of Londinium's Norport borough. They were the happiest days of my life. Muncaster. Bristol. Got any more? No. Baird, give me a hint already. Vina, you really gonna watch me embarrass myself like this? Hey, it's your bet. I can't say anything. Baird's right. Wouldn't be fair otherwise. Don't give up now, Indra. Victoria's got at least 60 or so nomadic cities. If you can think of one more, you're 1/6 of the way there. My whole life I've never left Londinium. It's my home. Why the hell would I remember what some cities miles away are called? You must be real fond of cleaning up the alleys back home then. Damn it. I shouldn't be acting like a smartass. Oh, Hannah. Did you still recall the time we went to the video shop? Oh wait, this is Vina. After we were done duffing the Lane brothers up. I think I do. Did the film have a manor with white walls and green lawn? Was it some kind of romance? It just went on and on. Then, do you remember what the leading lady loved eating the most at the nobles' banquets? Sidmouth butter and vanilla roast fowl beast. Yeah, Sidmouth, that's 10. Vina. You really are the best when it comes to leading, Vina. I'll follow you my entire life, I will. No need to get all sappy on me now. Alright, Morgan, you lost. Here's your drink. You know Vina helped her out, Baird. Whatevs. Drink's a drink. Morgan, it's your time to pick up the protection money from the factories on Old Farley Road. Don't forget to help clean up the alleyways behind Old Hank's sandwich shop. It's times like these that Glasgow feels spread a bit thin. One day I'm gonna make all of Londinium into Glasgow gang turf. And all those fees will come straight to us, alongside the best sandwiches in the city. If you took all of Victoria under your wing, who would you even protect them from? The Gaulish? Maybe those snotty nobles? Who knows? Some tosser's bound to show his face sooner or later. Norport can make do without us, and neither can Londinium. There'll come a day when Glasgow's the heroes of the whole city. Just you wait. Not wrong, I'd say. Indeed. Here's to the Glasgow gang, the most important gang in town. To the Glasgow gang! Oh. Cavendish Manor. Also, new story tech in 2025? Technology is advanced that we now have... we now have... setting headers. Wow! Setting header technology. Did you enjoy the play? A Victorian duke's daughter falls in love with a handsome Sarkaz youth. In order to eliminate this formidable rival, her would-be suitors conjure all sorts of dreadful, devilish plots. Who would have thought the playwright who penned The Lady of Windsor could produce such a provocative work, amid only a hefty writer's fee? What do you think, Lady Allerdale? Is this a flashback? Is this prior to the war? This doesn't look like post-war Allerdale to me. I can't say I'm too fond of the ending of Cemeteries of Londinium, Earl Morrell. Under the heavy hand of persecution, the Duke's daughter and the Sarkaz lad elope, united in death that they are buried together in the public cemetery. A conclusion that's far too formulaic. I never expected a young lady such as yourself to have the taste of a haranguing critic. Is it not enough to bring tears to your eyes? To whose eyes? Duke Cavendish's or the Sarkaz regions. Okay, this is definitely during the occupation. Tears will only serve to blind us, my lord, and are often an accomplice to popular works harboring ill intent. A shame, truly. Here I was thinking you would have some empathy for the leading lady, what with her bound to a fate beyond her control. Ah, I am so dreadfully sorry. Pray forgive my inadvertent offense. You must know that my family was once on good terms with the Cumberlands. I don't really mind. It's common knowledge that Her Grace the Duke of Castor aided me at my lowest. I only have gratitude for her. I see no shame in my circumstances either. Then, since you're taking part in today's festivities, may I take your words as Her Grace's own thoughts? You may consider them a friendly reminder. Londiniers should be wary of those mercenaries from Casdell. Heaven forbid some ridiculous story to sow the seeds of pity and sympathy in their unwitting minds. Casdell is far, far away. They simply don't understand these sarcasms in the slightest. Do not allow tears to blind their judgment. Your words would throttle a talented playwright. Bringing the citizenry to tears would hardly be a difficult thing for a duke, I say. Is this also Her Grace's opinion on the matter? No matter what you might think of the playwright, I do believe The Lady of Windsor is a rare work of art. I wholeheartedly invite you and perhaps Duke Cavendish to give it a thorough read-through. Finns have not the limbs to drag themselves out of the swamp. Man has not the eye to see beyond time. If Duke Cavendish can understand these words and take them to heart while keeping a wary eye in this matter, he can avoid becoming the next Duke of Windsor. No offense meant, of course. Oh, I must say, I quite enjoy your incisive view on this topic, Lady Allerdale. The eye to see beyond time, a rare thing indeed. In comparison, ambition beyond one's means is as cheap as chips, wouldn't you say? I can't say I disagree. Despite the many years past, there are still those who have not forgotten that Victoria once had a king. And there are those who carry the former heir to the throne in mind, alongside the sword of royal authority. Duke Castor's actions are hardly inscrutable. Whenever she dispenses advice to the other dukes, do not forget that there are eyes upon her in turn. I will inform Her Grace, my lord. It's getting late. I fear I must be heading off. Not staying for dinner, Lady Cumberland? I have an appointment with my tailor to prepare some winter clothes. I'm sure you're aware that summer in Londinium lasts but a few fleeting days. But winter never comes late. Then I shan't keep you any longer, my lady. I shall send a ticket for opening night to you beforehand. If Her Grace would like to watch, Duke Cavendish would happily sponsor the troupe to tour the Castor de Menz. The Mesne? The Mesne. I pray that Her Grace would not be blinded by her own tears. I kinda sorta forgot that Allerdale has a sharp tongue. A most suffocating banquet, was it not? Who is this? Oh, Clavesia! And who might you be? You may call me Clavesia. Based on the distinctive white hair of yours, you must be Lady Allerdale Cumberland. Madame Alishi of your estate has ordered some outfits for the upcoming season from our shop, and I'm afraid we haven't finalized the details of yours quite yet. Sorry, I couldn't help but overhear your conversation with Earl Morris. It seems your reputation as a critic of the arts is well earned. You flatter me. I presume you two were concerned about the present situation in Londinium. Hardly. It's just rather difficult to not listen in as the clientele discuss the recent changes when you work at the tailor's. It's getting dark. I should head home. Once you've settled on a design, please have Madame Alishi contact me at your convenience. Right. Speaking of Madame Alishi, she asked me to pass to you the Londinium Daily. Farewell. The Daily? kind of news will we get from this tabloid rag? Might as well see if there's anything else newsworthy today, I suppose. Just taking a sip of water. Well, vicious brawl in Norport Borough. Is that a brawl? Is that the Glasgow gang? Wow! Oh wait! Wow! This is a story, huh? We're not picking right after. We're not picking up right after episode 14. This is a whole ass flashback to prior to the Sarkaz War. Fucking hell! That's bloody ridiculous, is what it is. Oi oi! It's the third time this month. Been accident after accident here in the factory ever since that scoundrel took over the Union. Watch close enough and you start to notice how whenever some brave soul puts out a complaint about the Union, he ends up dead in some freak accident a few days later. Let's go then already. Take me to him. I'm gonna see how brass this bastard's balls are. Calm down. The Union handles Union business, the street handles street business. That's the rule. Baird! No! More Baird content, just to twist the knife in. The butterfly knife in, specifically. Giving every bastard I see a right thrashing is my rule. I know, of course I know. But we've got no other choice. Union's keeping it all hush-hush inside the factory, and not even the coppers can investigate. This new foreman, Johnny, right? Who's behind him? We don't talk about the pity. Hey, yo, hermit. Welcome. We're reading through episode 14.5. Except we flashback all the way prior to before the Sarkaz full occupation. We're back with Baird, who's alive and definitely not dead. I remember hearing he's got some big name backing him, a relative of Duke Cavendish, apparently. You mean Duke Cavendish? Yeah, that's the one. Is he trying to get anything out of you lot? Hasn't been asking for money or any sort. But ever since he became foreman, lots of important jobs are getting taken up by workers from outside. They're taking my jobs! They're taking my women! These immigrants! I see. You head on back. We need to take this over for a bit. What are we waiting around for, Morgan? We're gonna let these bastards do as they like. It's not that simple. You heard the man. This isn't your average Union tosser. He's got the backing of a duke. Why is he going out of his way to play tyrant in some little factory, though? Who cares why? Since when did we need a reason to take out burgers like him? I know Londinium's rather restless these days. The Dukes have been playing their games around the clock. Don't tell me you haven't noticed all these fresh faces in the street lately. Time to come up with a plan, Vina. We're all ears. Since we've taken the protection money, it's up to us to do the legwork. Let's go have a chat with this bastard of a foreman. Doesn't matter if he's got a duke behind him. It's not the hammer and sickle, but it will do. I mean, we have a hammer. Siege uses a hammer. Alright, if you say so, Vina. Just to be safe, we should scope out the factory a bit. Get some info. You're with me, Baird. Sure. Where's Dagda? Hey, why didn't you ask me? Oh, there she is. What's wrong? You've been looking rather glum lately. It's nothing. I was just thinking. I might be enjoying myself a little too much. What? Not too happy here? You have a duty, Siege. I've told you before, Dagda. I found a life for myself now, so why? Is this a life of yours helping your neighbors seek the justice on the streets? then heading to the noble manors to lob a few bricks. There's no escaping some things. Promise me you wouldn't talk about this in the gym. I'll stay by your side waiting for the day you have your answer. Life is long, but the pivotal moments that change you, they're over in an instant. I recall that one afternoon before the chaos of the storm struck us, when we could still enjoy those peaceful hours. Indra didn't speak to me the whole day on account of my hesitation. Baird had to step in and smooth things over between us, and by nightfall we were all as happy as could be, buying hot dogs and beer. Glizzies! But I couldn't shake off the feeling that the Glasgow gang was about to enter the craziest chapter of this story yet. It wasn't until those wild dreams of ours came to an end that I realized the most pressing issue. The main character of this tale wasn't the Glasgow gang. It was Vina. Just Vina, all along. What's the matter, Alishi? Did you not instruct us to keep a close eye on Her Royal Highness Alexandrina's whereabouts? The chief of the Royal Police has just looked over the case file of that ghastly brawl in Norport. It involved a video shop known as McLaren's Place and a street gang going by the name of Glasgow. McLaren's Place? McLaren, he was the... They're really twisting it in. Why you gotta remind me that old McLaren was the one who shanked Baird and killed her? Why you gotta remind us of these good times? Here's the original copy of the file. It's rather vague, merely a record of the involved parties, but I thought you ought to know. Upon a fuzzy black and white photograph, a woman sucking on a lollipop stares indignantly at the camera. Person of interest, Siege, self-identified. Miss Allerdale, if you're near certain she is Her Royal Highness, why not seek her out immediately? And what then? I bring her back to Cumberland Manor and send her off to Castor. Whether or not she is Alexandrina no longer matters. The Dukes are watching her closely. She can escape them no longer. It sounds to me that she would be swallowed by the city or city itself. Will be swallowed too, Alishi. I'm willing to bet that we're not the only ones with an interest in her. This matter has long since grown out of my control. Considering Duke Castor's orders, should you not find her and bring her to her grace? Need some time to think, Alishi. I saw her once before. I saw Her Royal Highness. No matter how you put it, it was such a long time ago. Things being what they are now, is an unknown heir truly so important? It's merely an inkling. From the very first time I saw her so many years ago, I always believed she would change things. Let's go. There's a few workers I need to pop in on. Would like to know how Her Highness has been doing these past few years. Oh, sneaking in. Who's there? Whoa! The coast is clear. I've handled this side too. This is it. The place Charlie told us about. We heard some chatter. Lately the Union's been keeping a whole bunch of goods inside the old factory. Like they were a smuggling ring. Johnny sees control of the Union not just to skim some funds, but to do this sort of business. What's inside those containers? Just open them up and we'll find out. Hannah, slow! Are those Originium weapons? They're not standard Victorian issue. No idea of their actual provenance though. Duke Cavendish's man sneakily taking over a factory, all so he can move weapons from God knows who knows where into Londinium? What's he playing out here? Dukes quietly stockpiling weapons within the city can only mean one thing. Now we've left our fingerprints all over the place. What do we do now, Vina? Looks to me like it's something bigger than we can handle. Can't handle it ourselves, but we can tell others. Got a light, Hannah? Set fire to the factory. Tip off the police. Bloody hell, you can see the factory burning from all the way out here. This is no laughing matter, Indra. Of course it is. We messed up some Wicked Duke's scheme. We did something really big here. At least we could say we've done nothing wrong, yeah? Let the coppers handle the rest of it. They say Londinium's so big it defies borders, but at times I feel it's rather small, wouldn't you agree? Who is this? Oh. Earl Morrill! Who would have thought that I would meet you here, Alexandrina, your Royal Highness? Who are you? I'm Morrill, a humble guest at the Cavendish estate. Nobody in particular, and yet I would say I'm one lucky chap. You know about the factory. You know what Cavendish was up to. Though I can boast of sharing some of Cavendish's burdens, I was not wholly in the know about His Grace's plans for Londinium. However, at this moment, my only concern is you, your Royal Highness, Alexandrina. I must say, seeing your Highness standing before me really does call to mind the sight of His Majesty all those years ago. You and he are so very alike. The same childish sense of justice, the same price you must pay for clinging to it. What do you want? Your little adventure with your friends this evening hardly matters, I say. A few boxes of lost merchandise is hardly anything compared to meeting you. Come now, at the very least, I'll let your chums leave alive. How about that? Why should I believe a word you're saying? Oh, excuse my impertinence, your highness, but the truth is you have no other choice. Or should I say, you are free to try to escape, but I will be keeping a close eye on your whereabouts. No. Oh, wait! Vina, the hell are you doing? Stop swinging already, you've nearly beaten him dead! It's fine, he's still breathing. Yo, Vina, what's this all about? You lot, get out of here. Factory, all this, it was my doing. Nothing to do with anyone else. Are you having a laugh? Vina, what was he saying? Why do he keep calling you your Royal Highness? Because she's the heir to the throne of Victoria. The daughter of the late King Alistair II, Alexandrina Vina Victoria. I didn't mean to hide it. I just thought it didn't really matter. You daft, mate. I'm not asking who you are. I'm asking why do you try to shoulder all this by yourself? Hannah. Sounds like there's a long story you need to be telling us. Sorry. No time for that. Save it. We need to leave right now. Where can we go, though? Out the city. Right now, this instant. Immediately. I can't. We're nearly out of time. Once the police knows the factory's up in flames, they'll contact the defense forces and shut out each and every port. When that happens, we wouldn't be able to fly out, even if we sprouted wings. Don't worry about Norport. I'll hold the fort. I'll hold the fort. Baird! No! Baird, you should come with us. You're gonna die in chapter 13? Was it 13 or 12? If you stay here, you're gonna die. Wait, Baird, you're not coming with. Hey, Morgan, say something, won't you? I get where she's coming from. Glasgow gang's always going to be home to us. Someone's gotta welcome you home when you get back, right? Oh my god. People are watching you. But I'm sorry, Vina, we can't protect you. Against real titans like them, the gang's nothing more than puny little musbies. You were never a Norporter, Vina. Or should I say, never only a Norporter. I knew from the day you joined us. It's all my fault. I just wanted to protect you all, but now I've dumped a heap of trouble on your laps. Not wrong. If you're going to blame yourself, though, there's something I hope you keep in mind. Remember that you own Norport. Remember that one day, you'll need to come back here to repay everyone. Why are you twisting the butterfly knife into my stomach? What is this bullshit? They did eventually repay everyone and got the survivors out of Norport, but at what cost? McLaren shanked Baird. I swear I'll come back. Yeah, it's our turf after all. We'll snatch it right back someday. But are you really set on coming with me? There's no need to tangle yourselves in all this. I'm your trusted advisor, Vina. I'm worried for you. If anyone comes looking to bother you, you're gonna need me to bash their faces in. Wherever you go, Vina, I will follow. Never forget, Vina. No matter where you go, the Glasgow gang will be with you. I'll keep this place safe. We want it together after all. I promise you, Baird, I'll bring everyone back. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Here's to us, the Glasgow gang. To the Glasgow gang! Flustered clerk. Damn it all. My lady. It's the Duke of Cavendish's man. My lady, I'll contact headquarters right away, even if we must turn all of Londinium upside down. Oh, Flavisia. Suppress this event. Very well, I'm contacting the hospital. Wait, what? Suppress it. I will have my men handle this. Nothing will come have anything to do with the... Nothing to come will have anything to do with the Norport police. Do not worry. The Chief of Royal Police will not come calling on you about this or anyone else on scene. That matter. Oh, really? How can you be sure? Well, I cannot fix the future's course, sir. I can guide it towards a path of my liking. Oh, the formatting broke. This city will soon be welcoming a host of visitors. Do you not have more important things to handle? You. Alright, very well. Right, sure, This too is part of your destiny, Vina. Clavisia was working in the shadows? This far back? When we found out about Vina's past, I was amazed, sure, but I was more pleasantly surprised, as it were. I could see the entire story in my mind's eye. A lost heir to the throne, a heroic fantasy rising from the streets. Stories usually start with someone leaving and end with a reunion, but reality begs to differ. When we stepped out on the road away from home, none of us expected the way back could be so fraught with hardship. I'm fond of the words Zagda spoke once we set foot out on our home again, after many years away. History is like a sailing ship adrift. Every age sees its share of experienced helmsmen who think to change its course. But in the end, none will ever truly know where the sunset and the river will take them. Cinema. Peak. Kino. Was Allerdale Allerdale was too late. They've already left Londinium. Hey, who are you? Here to get some rounds in the ring. I'd like to ask if this is where the Glasgow gang is based. I'm looking for Siege. If I understand things right, she's your leader. Jim's only got one leader now. She's called Baird. Wait a sec. Looking at your clothes. You a noble. Get out. You ain't welcome here. Pardon me then. Wait. You're looking for Vina? You know her. I'm an old friend of hers. Doubt. Vina's out on a trip. If you got something to say, I can pass it on for you. No, nothing in particular. It's just that as her friend, I'm concerned about her current situation. Please let her know I'm wishing her all the best when you can. Sure. She's doing fine. I'll tell her on your behalf. Allerdale turns and leaves the messy gym. She knows the woman there wasn't lying because she saw the photo hanging on the wall, the smiling face upon it. It's not time yet. In her fit of absent-mindedness, that deep resonant voice arises in her head once more. Allerdale, Cumberland. You will meet Vina again someday. Wasn't it one of the Beast Lords that told her this? I don't remember. Okay. GO-ST-1. Well. Okay, we're gonna continue after episode 14 now. That was a bit of a flashback to way before. Actually, during the pivotal moment where they found out Vina's identity and had to leave Londinium. GO-1, lingering scores. Vina isn't afraid to talk with her fist. She's always first into the fray. Oh. Londinium, abandoned factory, December 8th, 1098. Okay, this is post-Victorian War now. Wait, post? 1098. I'm pretty sure... Yeah, 1098 should be post-Sarkaz War. I think I'm sure about that. Calm Lady. Section G12. All these linkage numbers have faded away since the place was abandoned. Is this it? I'm praying I don't run into those damn devils again. I think you're lost, lady. Hey, you guy. Get her out of here. And while you're at it, ask her nicely how she found this place. Remember, keep your tail clean this time. Don't make the boss mad. You heard him, lady. With me. Let go of me. Is this any way to treat a lady? Mickey Robinson, hero of the Exemplars, or rather one of the heroes, is my husband. He entrusted me to fetch some medicine. Mickey Robinson, hero of the Exemplars. Wow, I must have forgotten his contribution during episode 14. My bad, wife of Mickey Robinson. A name who we're supposed to know. My bad. The medicines to dull the dull pain of the hideous black stones. He can hardly even walk. Oh, he's infected. Okay, my bad. I was making fun of your husband. He's terminally ill with orpathy now. My bad, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm the one who's the asshole here. Yet another unlucky bugger. Shut it. Listen, I haven't heard of any Mickey. All you'll find in this blasted place are some bums expired fun drugs and the dead devil's bones. But, anyways, if you want oripathy meds, go look for that newly built sanatorium. The new speaker lady promised it'd be stocked. Oh, wait, we really have no other choice. There's simply not enough medicine there. I know I can get it here. My husband, he... Listen, I have a few valuables stashed away somewhere safe. All from Cumberland Manor. The late Duke gave them to us. If I could just get some medicine... Don't give a reason for the defense forces patrolling out there to come sniffing around here. Just go already, lady. Voice on the terminal. Make her sign the list, then let her come by tomorrow to pick up the meds. Yes, boss. But what if she doesn't have any money? We do it the old-fashioned way, then. Is this Clavizia? That's weird. I don't think the boss ever stuck her nose in this sort of thing. Where should I? Just give her the contract. Thank you. Wait, these clauses? My husband never mentioned them. If I sign this, then we... He'll live well. At least before we come calling for our Jew. Seems that the hero husband of yours wasn't quite so honest with his better half, eh? Come on, hold the pen steady. If you can't, we can sign it for you. The mercenary holds her writing hand tight. The trembling overtakes her. She can no longer maintain her veneer of calm. She shuts her eyes, grits her teeth, and lets the mercenary guide her hand. Go on. Enjoy your life. Bloody war is over, after all. Asking Milscar for help will be the best decision you and your husband have ever made, lady. Milscar? So these are Allerdale's people? Why is Allerdale the leader of some shady... some shady group? She's just Batmaning it up. This morning, Londinium's interim health secretary, cum provisioner, General Madame Major, was found dead in her office in New Octadig District. In today's parliamentary session, Madame Speaker Alexandrina expressed her support of Madame Major's work in caring for the infected and lamented her untimely passing. Madame Speaker? Not a king? I did make the prediction. A while back, during PV4, when they first showed the CGs teasing this event, we saw one frame, or one scene of Siege walking downstairs into the light away from the crown on a pedestal. I feel like Victoria is gonna develop in a way where it won't need a sovereign. I feel like Siege shouldn't be king of Victoria. I think Victoria should find a better path. Somehow Madame Speaker Alexandrina sounds like a good title. Interesting developments. The final point in Madame Major's itinerary before she passed was a trip to the Dukedom of Normandy to discuss a purchase of medicine so as to relieve the shortages within Londinium's walls. But according to some reliable sources, Madame Major died of an acute oripathy attack. Not only did she conceal her infection, she was also often seen arguing furiously with the speaker in recent times. In this sensitive period, where the number of reported infected within the city is growing exponentially, it is clearly worth looking into the death of Madame Major, who had lost her hereditary peerage. Even now, 2 months after the Sarkaz withdrawal, why are their sinister plots coming back to the fore? As for the exemplars, are the terms of the resettlement program still not finalized? All eyes are on the newly appointed speaker, who has won the backing of a majority of the dukes. No shot. This is the compromise that Siege worked with. Compromising with the dukes to keep the peace. Interesting. I mean, that was Castor's plan all along, which is why Allerdale needed to come in contact with Siege all the way back when. We've managed to connect with the speaker's close confidant, Miss Kate Morgan, digging deeper into. The broadcast in the speaker's office suddenly falls silent. Oh, we're in Siege's office? Also, I just realized her Glasgow outfits in a glass case. These louts are crock as shit, I tell you. They were loafing about the sanatorium cafeteria waiting for me to sit down for lunch before they tried to wheedle some info out of me. Then you beat the hell out of them. I thought that way they wouldn't dare run their mouths in the news again. Aw, sorry. I didn't think about how it affect the way everyone sees you. No, I would have kicked them out too. Literally. Huh? But it doesn't matter what you say to those news hounds when they're in the business of making up fluff. They've already decided what to put in their latest story a long time ago. Since there's no way of shutting them up, might as well get straight to the point. Vina strikes her two fists together, putting herself through the paces engraved in her instincts with ease. Just like she always did back in the gym. That's the Vina I know. I knew it. Hannah even said, "Whoa. These clothes really do get in the way. Maybe I should find someone to make some alterations." I did happen to know a pretty good tailor. Delphine! He made clothes for the royal family when he was younger. Luckily, he made it through everything alive. Shame nobody dares hire him nowadays. Infected as well. Yes. Yeah. Any progress on that thing you mentioned in your message? The situation is complicated. We've captured the Sarkas who have been hurting people. They're now cuffed in Sineselde's parliamentary chamber. What? Did I miss something? I suspect this might have something to do with the gangs operating out in the abandoned underground factories. Milskar. Ooh, interesting. We're gonna have Vina going head-to-head with Allerdale? As for whether or not the Duke of Normandy's heir is behind all of this. Bro, that's not even a spoiler. We've known that since what? We've known that since the war. Milskar, it's Allerdale. She's the one who brought back the Steam Knight. She and I will resume negotiations. Madame Major's death, the Londonier's medicine supply, as well as Milskar's gang and those Sarkas. There's a lot of things to handle in this city, and none we can solve with our fists like we did 2 months ago. We've settled into the job quick, Vina. I believe Parliament as it is now can manage these issues, so relax. I'm here to help you. Mother taught me how to handle this sort of situation. I won't let her down. Morgan. I'm heading over to Parliament. See you there. She's not quite used to this sort of life yet. None of us are. There's some things Siege could do that this so-called speaker can't. How's the victim of the Sarkas attack? In the care of our colleagues at Rhodes Island's medical department. No life-threatening complications for the time being. Moreover, we've traced the source of those low-quality medicines. Most of them came from Milskar. Many turned to them in desperation, but in the end, all they got was a pile of harassment from the gang of wandering goons. As for whether this Milskar is in the know, or if it's the work of some overeager underlings, I'm not too sure. Allerdale knows. Allerdale, why are you Batmaning it up? What's up with you? What's with the edgy outfit? Milskar, the wildest villain running rampant in Londinian shadows. Allerdale. She's dead, the final furious flame of Cumberland, the ever on high. Vina herself has already forgotten when these figures behind those two names slowly became one. Was it when the war was nearly over? She subconsciously paused at her clothes. By the time the Exemplar's heroic leader walked out of the palace of Westhellig wearing this old suit of royal armor, she had already torn down the flag of Casdel's military commission at the break of dawn, and had seen a familiar figure, the Steam Knight, fade away into the all-encompassing vapor. That day, Allerdale did not go to her. Rather, she turned and disappeared into the shadows of the ruined city. Let's go to Parliament. The Sinel City. Once a royal estate, often rented by nobles as a banquet hall, it wasn't until everyone was dealing with the headache of where to house Parliament that Vina realized that there weren't any choices left for the Londiniers. The chaos of war had destroyed far too much of this city. I've seen this room many times before in posters and in movies. I used to be astonished by how massive it was, big enough for every gang boss to bring all their boys and girls to sit down in and have a chat about their turfs. But now, it disappoints me. It's filled to the gills, all cramped and suffocating. Though Vina's never admitted it, I know her and I are of like mind.
Miss Morgan.
Huh?
I didn't mean to interrupt your writing. It's just that... Barnaby's late again. Thinking of going to look for him. I'm worried he's gone and gotten himself soused again.
Well, Vina's not here yet. If you're gonna look, go look. No need to ask me. Oh, wait. Now that I think about it, you said the same last time. The two of you never came back the entire session.
Oh, we were just locked out last time. In all honesty, Miss Morgan, I've been carrying around the factory's design sheets for near my entire life. If you ask me to do a quality inspection, I know the ins and outs of whichever part you'd like. There wasn't a foreman out there who dared say I was wrong. Sitting here with those lords and ladies, trying to read these documents covered in gobbledygook, so we could manage such a ridiculously huge city. Biggest thing I've ever looked after in my life was my workshop. God, my heart's pounding like mad.
With us at your back, why be scared of some tosspot nobles? An elegantly dressed member of Parliament's eyes meets Morgan's gaze. She smiles and nods her head in greeting. Fine weather we're having today. I hope you are all in good health. Yeah, good health to you too.
Oh, we're fine, just fine, thanks.
Well, just treat it as helping Vina fill the seats. I suppose they're not all tossspots, but keep in mind that we put our lives on the line to take back the right to sit here. Are you seriously thinking of going back to the days before that? If so, I'll have to sort you out before these bastards ruin the city again.
Alright, I get it. Are Miss Indra and Miss Dagda not showing up today?
They're busy handling some public safety stuff.
I'd rather hold my hammer tight and go back to bed too.
Oh, Madame Speaker, you're here. What's this? Vina, wait. Who's that you're carrying?
Barnaby!
Clive! Help him to his seat, Delphine.
He's drunk!
He drank until he passed out in front of Snelzide's doors. Now he won't let go of Vina.
I'm waiting for the speaker. I've got a whole lot of proposals to help with the med shortage.
Then you should include them in your formal petition. We reformed the rules issued by Parliament all so we could bind ourselves.
Oh, Lady Delphine, I swear Barnaby's here not trying to be a simpleton on purpose. He and I have talked about his ideas loads of times. He's just like me, sick to our stomachs the moment we stepped foot into this bloody place. Like the soul's getting sucked right out of us. It's not just that we can't speak right. All the brass courage we had while chomping down devils is gone. So I came up with this stupid idea. Maybe a bit of drink would.
Relax. Vina's not gonna get mad over something like this. Right. You needn't worry. Parliament nowadays is incredibly complex by nature. Everyone here's on the lookout, getting used to the things and learning on the job. That includes the speaker. If we're going to defeat those who wish ill off the battlefield, we're going to have to learn how they think. It's not going to be an easy process for any of us. The two of you have already done pretty well, all things considered. What if we become them once we learn enough about them?
Oh, I certainly won't, Miss Morgan.
Not saying you will, Clive. Yeah, shut up, Clive.
Can't guarantee that won't be the case, Morgan. Nobody can.
I believe in Vina. So do Hannah and Dagda. I don't care what you all think.
I'm sure we're all very clear on why we have convened this emergency meeting. Ever since Parliament was re-established, we have worked around the clock to resolve the issue of the Sarkas who continue to operate within Londinium's walls. We gave our citizens a promise of safety. It matters not if the Sarkas are roving mercenaries such as Milskar hiding within the city. Parliament will strive to settle this matter. We will brook no evil that threatens the safety of our people.
You're putting me on trial?
There will be no trials, Sarkas. Parliament's new interim bill dictates how we handle you. The provisional court has passed it as well. You will be dealt with in a manner that all agree upon.
Not everyone, just you people.
Caused grave injury to a kind-hearted shopkeeper, all for a loaf of bread he had already set aside for you.
He's still alive?
He is.
Good. So when's the execution?
You really should have left with the rest of your kind when the war ended.
You still remember me? Of course you do. You were the one who let me go during the big retreat after all. I'd say you were my savior, head of the exemplars.
You.
Long shot. That's what my daughter calls me. You didn't ask for my name at the time, and I'm betting the people sitting by your side don't give a damn what it is. But I'm going to ask everyone here something on behalf of a few others. Are Sarkas born and bred in Londinium, who've never left the city, still even considered Victorians?
God damn, I fucking love Arknights.
Here we go. Here we fucking go. I was expecting... Goddamn, Arknights. Here we go. The politics have started. We're now at the point where Londinium is kicking out their would-be occupiers. And prosecuting those of the same blood. But it's been so long that there are now Sarkas that were born and bred within Londinium, who have never even seen Kazil as their homeland, or anywhere else as their homeland. Are we gonna deport them? Should they have the same rights as Victorians on the same soil? Considering that they were born here. Not of their own accord. No one decides where they're born. No one decides which nation they're born to. What blood they're born to. Most criminals are victims of circumstance and material conditions. I love it when Arknights gets political.
To be honest, I never really thought about that question. Sarkaz, who called himself Longshot, never yelled or shouted, but the rowdy chattering chamber was dead quiet as he spoke. I looked at the people all around me, paying special attention to the noble's expressions. Those who had long made up their minds on the issue didn't feel like speaking up. As for those who hadn't, the more nervous of them had their eyes darting about, wanting for someone else to speak up first. But me, I was a part of a third kind of people. I didn't have to make up my mind because Vina'd do it for me. So that day, all I had to do was wait for her answer. Just like the time I was up on the city walls, watching the Sarkaz troops leave the city, waiting for her to give me an answer.
I don't think I'm ever going to forget that sight, so long as I live. Back then, I also had a question for Vina. Why are we allowing those Sarkas who killed Baird to leave with so much pomp and circumstance? The Sarkas didn't kill Baird. Norport was put in a condition where McLaren lost his mind and lashed out at Baird, but the Sarkas didn't kill Baird. He never said anything that day. Also, it's a ship! Oh, what happened to the ship? That's right, hold up. Post-Victorian saga, what happened to Ursula? Is it just Rhodes Island property now? Did we keep the ship? Did the ship crash? I forgot. I think the ship is still intact. Yeah, we defended... Last I remembered, we defended the ship from Manfred. And it should be mostly intact. It was even our escape vehicle from the Originium Sea. From the other airship. The Sarkas troops are leaving. The airship's shadow looms over the silent, orderly soldiers. Life-bone-tearing ripples through the dark clouds hanging over the ruins outside the city. Vina stands atop the walls, quietly watching them march into the distance. Not too long ago, they were tearing apart her home. The land is scarred and slick with blood. How many years will it take to recover from the wounds Amnamnam left on Londinium? I don't know what you and the doctor talked about, Vina, but there's still time to beat the shite out of all those bastards. Is Allerdale's survival an open secret at this point, Lamau? It's assumed. Sometime before this... Sometime in between episode 14 and 15... Siege herself implied that she put 2 and 2 together, that Milscar was Allerdale. Also, she said during the actual cinematic CG, the 3D CG where she cuts down the Sarkas Commission's flag, she saw into the crowd and saw Allerdale herself. And then she vanished into the crowd. So I think that's what tipped her off. At least from that point, it's implied that she's known. It's not an open secret to everyone. At least the Glasgow gang knows that Milscar might be Allerdale. Our men and the boys from the Ducal Alliance are still waiting down on the foot of the walls, just... Hannah, we're the ones who most need to stay calm right now. I'd like more than any of you to keep them here, but truth be told, we can't simply do it. The Duke's main fleets haven't retreated too far away, Delphine. Dagda's right. They can hem and haw all they like, but once we start the fight again, they'll have to help us out, even if it's just keeping up pretenses. Then, are you going to let these people who fought so hard to survive the war just throw their lives away? Don't forget the ceasefire agreement. Now's not the time to act recklessly. All you ever say is don't. Screw this, screw it all. Yuri Batman is awesome. I guess. But somehow, this event's framing Milscar like the antagonist. She's running a gang that extorts people for cheap medicine. I don't know what her end goal is. I can't take it any longer. All those people are friends. Baird. Indra stays not a moment longer. She fears she cannot stop herself from sliding down the walls to join the crowd below. She fears she cannot stop herself from leading the charge, pulling her battle-worn yet battle-hungry fellows back into the fray. Hannah. She's been bottling herself up this whole time. Don't worry, Vina. I'll go keep an eye on her. She's just venting. She's not the foolhardy type. Vina, why are we allowing those Sarkas who killed Bear to leave with so much pomp and circumstance? This is the best Doctor and Wishadel could get us. Londinium cannot withstand another war. There's enough dead already. You know this, Vina. Tell the Exemplars, no rash action from anyone. Doctor, Rhodes Island received a few invitations from the Dukes. They want us to sit in on the post-war conference on handling Londinium. Handling? You mean before all the Sarkas are even gone? Are they really in such a rush? I don't think the city as it is now is willing to play ball with their machinations. That's why they chose you. You'd always refuse, Vina. This is my home, Doctor. Made your decision, Vina. Wasn't it made the moment we led the Exemplars on our charge into the city? They know it, and I do too. It's not something I'd take lightly, but you have my full support. Then Rhodes Island will attend the conference. We'll stand by your side. Thank you, Doctor. I suppose you're saying the biggest challenge is yet to come? I'm supremely, words are hard, curious as to what they'll spew out of those pretty little mouths of theirs. We'll meet you as soon as we can. Coming home's not always easy, is it? Jesus Christ, a lot happened. That was only the first part of GO-1! Palace of Westhalig. Shortly after the war. Who is this? This is a new character. Mommy? Sorry? Mommy? Sorry, who is this? Dastardly looking woman. Young Duke. This was a resplendent place 26 years ago. At the time, the dome above us was polished to a mirror sheen, the radiance of the twin moons and the enchanting darkness of the starry sky dancing together was a most beauteous sight. Once I kissed the back of His Majesty's hand here, paying respects to King Alistair, a rare honor indeed. Victoria no longer has a king, my lady. Or should I call you Earl of March? Just Eleanor is fine. Eleanor? Okay. Hold up. NPC jail? I don't know, man. That smirk is kinda telling me that she might be antagonist material. But since when has antagonist material been an issue to getting operators onto Rhodes Island? Am I right? Hold up. I did not beg His Grace the Duke of Normandy for the seat of County March to hold the title of Earl, but rather to expedite a few business matters, Your Highness. If it were not for the farcical royal hanging, we might be much closer, Vina. She takes out a gilded purple business card, its face embossed with nothing more than a golden Lucestri flower. Please take it. Since you're more accustomed to do things in a businesslike manner, this might put you at ease. I'm afraid we are not so well acquainted. Do you always decide the future of Londinium here, my lady? Oh, it was never up to me where we meet. Besides, considering all that's happened here, surely there is nowhere else more suited than this. The old Westhalig Palace, aka Siege's old home. Eleanor looks at the faded statues and dusty doors at the end of the hallway, as if she could capture their past glory. In the room beyond was the King of Victoria's throne, Upon it, he once sat dictating the rise and fall of the Empire. But what remains behind these doors now? I arrived early to walk both down memory lane and to meet with you. We have much to talk about. Did you not wish to meet me too? You know I'm holding a... Vina, surely your friends from Rhodes Island have divulged what the Dukes are thinking to you. The other Dukes. I don't see much difference between you, them, and the Duke of Normandy backing you. Oh, don't get me mixed up with His Grace. He's a man worthy of respect, but it's not worth bothering him with trifles such as handling Londinium. As for the rest of them, I dare not say I'm worthy of comparison. The Sarkaz withdrawal does not mean that Londinium's troubles are over. None are willing to tally up the change in the infected population, but the outcome is rather clear. Victoria's pharmaceutical production lines are insufficient, and nobody wants to rework their precious factories for the sake of the infected. You know what I mean. What do you mean? I have a long-standing partnership with the Colombian military. They've even referred me to several pharmaceutical companies. There is no crack that cannot be plugged for the right price, of course. Why is she so smug? What is this heterochromia, smug-ass woman? Why is she so smug? Her mocking aura. She's aura farming. Is that a threat? Only if you think it is. Don't be too hasty to respond. Figure out what bargaining chips you have first before you come and find me, Vina. Let's start our future partnership on the right foot. And, oh, you know, you can tell just by looking around that your family once steered the course of all of Victoria from this ancient palace. Your Royal Highness Alexandrina, Londinium is far too small for you. Right. She comes and goes as she pleases. The city's far too large if you ask me. Shames me to admit, but the wailing I heard all across Londinium had me quaking in my boots, and in my panic I went the wrong way. And so many tragic sights in this city. Who is this? Oh! It's Duke of Gododin. You really have grown, Ellie. I still remember how you used to clamber up my back and grab onto my antlers. Ellie. I am grateful for your generosity. His Grace the Duke of Normandy also reminded me that he is off soon to coalesce in greener pastures. You may join him if you wish. Ha! I'm not one to leave my manor before I've drained my wine cellar dry of the fine vintages within. Here I was thinking old Normandy would understand the importance of this little meeting of ours. Oh! Duke of Gaster! No matter. You are the reason we have gathered here today, Alexandrina. Is this when they convinced her to become the speaker? Your Grace didn't need to cut to the chase quite so quickly. The old soldier's running late. Did he refuse your invitation again? The warmonger Duke? My mans who fought the Nezeru king head on? He turned his eyes away from Londinium a long time ago. I'm sure your spies will have all the details of my meeting with him served to you with breakfast tomorrow. He also allied himself with Iblana. He was like, fuck all of you, fuck the Sarkaz, fuck the other dukes, I'm with this crazy bitch. She can raise the dead. But I don't know what's up with him. Guess we'll get a follow-up when Iblana's event comes out. Yet even now, his elegance is no less impressive than the time Gaul was swallowed whole. I wouldn't consider this a good thing for Victoria, Tara, and Dublin. Though he has not explicitly declared independence from Victoria, only the blind fail to see the reality of the situation. Abercorn and Fife suffered tremendous losses, and so have forfeited the right to take part in the big decisions. And the ones behind Ashworth had decided to stay far from any sort of turmoil. As for Normandy, his stance is rather clear-cut. Godwin smiles at the young duke. Eleanor simply performs the most minute of bows in return. Aye, the vagaries of life. Back in those days, we still held parliamentary banquets here, and King Alistair still sat on the throne. No one would take his words lightly. In the dark and dusty hall, Duke Godwin literally taps out the beat etched in his memories with one foot, just like in days past. Smoke, music, and the sunlight shined upon him from the dome above. He was a spirited young man back then, with all the lords and ladies at the feast lined up to be his dance partner. Even His Majesty applauded him. Then, together with the other dukes, he sent the king to the gallows. No need to memorialize the dead, Your Grace. His orphan stands before us, does she not? Ha! Aye, so she does. What does it matter Victoria has no king? The siege. That's all I can call you until you accept our proposal. There are better ways to implement your ideas on the infected, the refugees, even those in pain, those pain in the ass sarcasms. Madam Speaker, should I consider this advice from the will of the Empire? Call it an attempt at giving some. We have the other means to handle this near-ruined city. This is not a lifetime appointment. We will judge whether or not you are fit for the position. Just like the past, no. Just like the past, when the dukes decided whether the king was fit for rule. And then they sent King Alistair to the gallows. Just like that. Vina threading the line as a puppet of the dukes, at least as a mediator between the city of Londinium and the dukes. That might be a better way to describe things. With your dinner table parliament, a handful of dukes could dance around the king behind closed doors, deciding the nation's future on a whim. And the results, look outside. We have not yet washed ourselves clean of all the Sarkaz blood. You look only at this little city, while I look at the whole of Victoria. If Londinium has become an ulcer sapping Victoria's strength, I do not mind gouging it out. I will allow other nations to see Victoria bleed, but I will not tolerate them mocking our scars, nauseating though as they may be. If you stand in a sewer, you cannot expect to have a full view of an ancient empire. Do not forget what the family name Victoria is no stranger to me, Your Royal Highness Alexandrina. Only the strong and the heroic have the power to steer the Empire on its future course. Let's not frighten our future friend, Your Grace. Didn't we gather here to soothe our worries in a more pleasant manner? Old Wellington is far from the core, Windermere is in a constant state of uproar, and the rest are keeping an eye on how we stand. Since it's rare for us to see eye to eye on the matter, let's keep things rather simple. That I cannot deny, but Vina, you can do far more than this. Though this does not mean the speaker must sit on the throne, Ellie. Are you all finished? She draws her sword, and the hall falls deathly silent. She's not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with her. Vina insisted on recording some minutes for that secret meeting. It was a meeting to decide Londinium's future, so her residents had the right to know what happened exactly. I stood there in my hiding spot, trying to note down every word as impartially as I could, but when I saw Vina draw the sword from her hip, pointing it at the bastards who thought they knew it all, I hoped from my deepest heart that she would strike them all down.
That way what came next might have gone differently. My teacher once told me the size of kings was used to behead rebellious nobles. No, not the size of kings any longer, though I do not know what to call it now. I have not the right to name it, as it was the workers who forged it to commemorate that victory, whose painful sting has not yet left us. Oh, so that was the cinematic. They reforged the size of kings. Ooh. Wait, what happened to it when they inserted it into the battleship stone? Into the Sword of the Stone? The sheath. It did radiate a lot of magic light. That's all I remember. But post-war, they seem to have reforged the sword. At first, as it lay forgotten upon the muddy battlefield, I thought its duty had ended. But those heroes who lost everything still remember it, because it symbolizes the Victoria held in their hearts. They do not wish to see her laden with dust once more. I know what they intended when they gave it to me. They wanted me to judge in their stead. Judge those who brought them to desolation and ruin. But you don't fear it, do you? Look at these smug-ass nobles. It was never the sword you feared. Vina gently caresses the flourishes on both sides of the sword's crossguard, every detail sculpted by the artisans of Londinium. A hammer and a sword, they glimmer in the darkness. So long as the sword gleams, Victoria's honor will shine eternal. They begged my aid in reforging this sword, broken to the point of no return, using my hammer as its core. The hammer's gone! They merged the sword and the hammer together! Kino, peak cinema, cine. Once reforged, they offered it to me without hesitation. But at that time, I could make no promises. King? Speaker? As far as I'm concerned, neither title is worth a damn. I'm no different from them. I'm just a woman who wanted to go home. And when I made it back, what did I find? I didn't see the Grand Victoria that you do. But I did see infected children in the boxing gym, hoping to learn pugilism so they could defend their homes, and drunkards, mouths full of rotting teeth, donating the drinks they had stashed away to the hospitals, all so soldiers on the operating table could be saved. The glory of empire has long since left us, so far in the distance it can no longer warm our hard beds in the winter chill of the new year. This sword is the duty they entrusted to me. I need neither parliament nor royal authority to know what I must do. I will do what I can to show them the power that they hold in their hands, to make them understand that the land is theirs to protect. But until that day comes, I must stand at their forefront no matter what title I bear. Sewers too may gloom, and so here in my home. I will not be lectured by the likes of you. Vina firmly plants the sword into the ground, its point passing through the stone like butter. It stands tall before the dukes. All eyes fall upon the quivering sword, a very clear provocation from Vina. Realm Blade and Miracle. In the wake of the war, those two words have become joined at the hip. Rather than the late king's orphan, they're much more concerned about Vina's other identity. Well said, my lady. There really is no point in us keeping the sword nowadays. Best you pull it right out. No point in nicking such a fine blade. Your teacher really did give you a practical education. It seems we were worried over nothing, Duke Caster.
indeed. A rather childish way of doing things, but one that will win over the people. Parliament will see her mature faster than ever.
Wait just a bloody minute!
Oh, we have no choice, Siege. Sundered Victoria needs a new voice, and you have stepped forward. But I have seen many die by their own blades, leading me to think long and hard about taking up that particular one. Do not let it cut you, Madam Speaker. That is my advice.
Doctor? Doctor was eavesdropping in? She's more clear-headed than your graces think. I'd say you've done pretty well so far, Vina. Doctor? Mr. Trilby Asher, my mans! My silly little guy! It's Mr. Trilby Asher himself. What's his name again? I forgot the name of this specific one.
Pardon me, Your Grace. We were unable to stop the doctor.
Monster!
You are dismissed. Londinium needs a leader who could protect everyone. You cannot rely on anyone else. The doctor. The final decision is yours, naturally. We will do everything we can to help the infected here. Oh, how interesting. Pharmaceutical companies specialize in neuropathy that often dips its toe into areas outside its expertise. You circumvented the Ducal Alliance and tendered a ceasefire with those sarcasms. Well, there was no reaction from Your Grace's fleets. You assented to it, did you not? Merely a gift, as thanks for all of you who have done on the battlefield. For all you have done on the battlefield. There are some lines that must not be crossed.
Oh, we will await your answer, Siege. As for Rhodes Island, you lot have been keeping quiet for a while now. Why the sudden urgency?
Time itself makes for irrational decisions.
Oh, time is it?
Vina, have a good think about what the people you're still protecting really need. And remember, if you do make your decision, don't get too close with those Rhodes Islanders.
I believe we have a good relationship with Duke of Normandy, my lady.
That's exactly why I'm warning Vina, Doctor of Rhodes Island. She's not quite like the other dukes. So, what should we do now, Doctor?
You already have your answer, don't you, Vina? It's not good for Rhodes to get more involved in Londinium's affairs. We were just here for the Sarkaz and the infected.
Mia's already left for Kazdel. Most of our staff will withdraw for Londinium ASAP.
Okay, so Amia is headed to Kazdel, which explains why we're getting certain developments for episode 15. Interesting, which means Amia's gonna meet up with the scouting party. He's gonna meet up back with Mudrock, with... Wait, who else is there? Nymph? I'm pretty sure I only remember Mudrock there. Oh wait, Tin Man. That's right. And all the other Sarkaz. Most of our staff will withdraw from Londinium ASAP. Whatever. Amia's already left. Back in the chamber. 5 p.m. Oh, we're back. We're back at the trial of Longshot.
It's been a long time since Babel took my brothers away. As for us who stayed, it's been real rough lately.
Huh. Just do it already. I've got nothing else to say.
He looks all around him.
Wait, is this still from Morgan's point of view?
He looks all around him, watching the people on their benches whisper to one another uneasily, an unconscious sneer on his face. This place fettered him, and in its magnanimity, it also fettered those who decide his fate. Not too long ago, Vina vetoed a proposal to use the Palace of Westerleg to house the Parliament, instead choosing this building off-rented out by the royal family. She hoped this would be the starting point of a new Parliament. I finished looking into him, Vina. Longshot, a lifelong mercenary, hails from a place in Kazdel called the Scar Market. During the war, he took part in defending the city in the name of the military commission. He never saw the front lines. 2 months ago, Babel organized a withdrawal effort. He didn't follow them. Instead, he got captured by Indra and Dagda while covering for some local Sarkaz as they evacuated. You really did save him. Hold up. Babel was reformed? Hold up. Did they reform Babel within Rhodes Island? So I'm guessing if they've reformed Babel within Rhodes Island, it's specifically to address the concerns of the Sarkaz and their homeland. Interesting. Very interesting. They've reformed Babel. And Babel is leading the Sarkaz back to Kazdel, which is why Amiya is returning back. Not returning. This is the first time Amiya will step foot on Kazdel. 6 months from now. In episode 15. You know how hard it is to fucking dodge spoilers? With you motherfuckers memeing the shit out of episode 15 on social media? God damn it. I don't remember that. Ha! After he committed this latest crime of his, we followed his trail and found the people he was hiding. His daughter has been helping a few Sarkaz leave the city these past 2 months, but this time she's part of the group sneaking out herself. Sarkaz expletive! You attacked the shopkeep who recognized you for supplies, didn't you? Whoa! Restrain him! Don't lose your temper just yet, Longshot. Your loved ones managed to slip through our fingers. Someone's helping them. Someone's helping them. Milscar? Okay, got it. Spot on, baby. Milscar. Sounds familiar, right? Their business is creeping into places they shouldn't be creeping into. I don't know a damn thing, feline. Just kill me already. Worried my blood's gonna get this pretty little place all dirty? The war's just ended, and you're already trembling at the sight of some red. None of you sitting here have even 1/10 of the honesty of those Sarkaz you refuse to call Victorians. Just leave the rest to me. Alright. Hoarse voice. Any new instructions from Her Grace on the latest goings-ons in this city? Her Grace has long since been aware of the trouble these Sarkaz and this Milsker have been causing. She's very concerned about the safety of the citizens. But now Parliament is fully assembled, and since the Speaker has been doing a fine job of solving the issues plaguing the citizenry, she believes things will improve. However, when it comes to rooting out the risks against Londinium's safety, Her Grace is of the opinion that we should not tarry, especially in regards to Milscar. And so there are still problems in this city that we must urge the Speaker to resolve sooner rather than later. Milscar hideout. Really? We're gonna end it off like that? We executed Longshot? Man. Was Longshot a previous character that we've seen before? They keep using the same Sarkaz sprite, so I'm mixing up these characters. Hopefully he's not the driver who met up with Amiya Squad. My man's just wanted to live a good life. My man's some sarcasms just wanna survive. I don't know about capital punishment, but this is a post-war phase, so there's still high tension and blood boiling. The blood boiling is still sort of simmering down. But he's right though. His own daughter was born in Victoria, and yet, because she's Sarkaz, to the vast majority of Victorians, she doesn't have the same rights as a Victorian person. She doesn't have Victorian citizenry. The Sarkaz do not belong anywhere on Terra, or have not been welcomed anywhere on Terra. Oh, hold up. I'm starting to remember something. Back in Norport Borough. The hotel. Reunion. Hold up. Milscar. Reunion. That's fucking right. Wait a minute. I remember at the end of episode 14, Reunion made it to Londinium. Hold up. Wait. I remember things now. So, Reunion met up with Milscar, I think. Or was it Clavizia? One of those two. Which explains how some Sarkaz could sneak out of Londinium? Okay, there are a few missing puzzle pieces that have not been accounted for now. So far, eyes are on Milscar.
Boss, Parliament hanged that devil. We managed to snag the stuff she left for us.
Okay, so it was definitely Milscar at least involved with smuggling the Sarkaz out.
These goods.
Send them out.
But boss, that's way too risky right now. Parliament's been trying to sniff us out 24/7.
Then hide them for a spell. They've paid their due, so we'll get them delivered. No need to worry about anything else.
Nobody knows about this batch anyway.
Hold up, hiccups.
Maybe we could just...
The mercenary gestures at his neck, but a sharp pain accompanied by a chill suddenly prickles his chin.
But boss, I had to say it. Even if you kill me, that's the best way to handle things. Did those devils kill a whole bunch of our people?
If you really cared, you'd be on the Exemplar's list of decommissioned soldiers, not here. There's nothing wrong with caution, I suppose. With the new speaker so concerned about the city's safety, we're an inevitable target alongside the Sarkaz.
Huh. Those devils brought it upon themselves, though.
2 months ago, they decided not to withdraw alongside the rest of their kin. Now that things are heading south for them and they finally wish to flee, it's natural they have to pay extra. Don't worry, if this goes well, more and more business opportunities will be coming our way. Alright. Milscar, what the fuck are you on? What's your end goal here, aside from being shady? And being a shady mob boss? What's your end goal here? Also, this is a new soldier sprite, I think. Discharged female soldier. You're back? How'd it go? Did you manage to get any?
Sanatorium's as full as a tin of fins. Everyone's trying to get their suppressant as soon as they can. Not to mention what just happened to Madame Major. Sorry, Diane. Not even Exemplars get special treatment. Rhodes Island's been working around the clock to provide as many suppressants as they can, but there's just too many new infected.
I understand.
Well, it's not like we've got no way of getting any. I've heard from some war buddies that there's private channels.
Legal ones?
Hey, as long as you live to see another day.
There's other means of buying medicine? Huh, my boss never told me we'd have competitors. Wait, who's this?
Sure you didn't hear me wrong, mister.
Oh, it's Bobbing, the new character. Sorry, my trip from Colombia must have tired me out too much. Hello, I'm Elisio. Here's my business card. Colombia? Pure Heart Medical? That's right. I rushed over to Victoria to find... 1 second. Let me check my list. Ever since I arrived in Londinium, nearly everything's been different to how preliminary briefings described it. Found it. Londinium's interim health secretary. Madame Major, could you tell me how to get to the Office of Provisional Supply Procurement? Rest assured, I'm here representing Pure Heart Medical to discuss medical cooperation. The situation here will get better soon. Did I say something wrong? Didn't you hear the news? Madame Major has passed away just this morning. Sorry. Oh, wait, sorry, I lost my cool for a second. No matter how hard we must try, Pure Heart Medical's sincerity and dedication will not change. But right now, could you please take me to her office? Madame Major passed away. Allegedly. From her neuropathy. Unless, of course, she was off in some sort of way. GO-2. Crippling illness. Sleepless nights due to pain are rare for infected of Rhodes Island. I used to think suppressants like that were available everywhere. Back in the throne room. May the vast lands they keep or change. His people and ale his well-willing. And give them grace without ending. Then may we call and savely sing. Victoria, you've thanks for our home. Are we getting Welsh? Is this Welsh? You've been humming that song since we stepped in the throne room. Do you like it? Like is too strong a word. Just left an impression on me. My foster parents would hum it by my bedside whenever I couldn't sleep. I thought it was a lullaby. It's only long after they've passed on that I realized whom I was to them, who was their kinch. The song became a stranger from that day forth, but the tune remained familiar. I would never forget it. Do you still remember him? The king? I'm not familiar with him. As for the man who is my closest blood relative, I won't lie, Doctor. I tried to piece together an image of my father in my memory, but when I saw him again with my own eyes, there was nothing familiar about him. He was a king, and I'm just a gangster from the streets. We have nothing in common, save for the name Victoria. There are more important things for me to think about. You heard the Dukes talking. They're ready to abandon Londinium, my home, to whatever fate. This wasn't what I expected when Dr. Kelsey got you out of Chernobog and got me to plan a return to Victoria. But I've come too far to let it go. Responsibility is a curious thing. We can't let go of the Rhodes Islanders either. The same. The Dukes know you can't let go of the people who need you. They're counting on it. And we're counting on them being obsessed with maintaining their own power. As long as their pride still needs the name Victoria, this city will have time to recover. It's a deal where the outcome is predetermined, and both sides of the table know that. It's the people who have had my back through all this that keeps me going. We're home. The war is over. It's time to listen to their voices. Vina. What is it, Doctor? Perhaps the day will come when Rhodes Island doesn't approve of the choices you make. Perhaps the day will come when you don't approve of the choices Rhodes Island makes. Are we... Hold up, wait. Is this a fork in the road? Is this Vina resigning from operator status, just like Neural? Well, Neural still has associations with Rhodes Island, but you know what I mean when Neural returned to Kazimierz and decided to devote herself to restoring whatever pride the nation had left. Are we parting ways, Siege? Are we parting ways, Vina? I know. Many of us find it hard to accept that you assisted Wishadel with the evacuation of the remaining Sarkaz. Oh! I thought it was either Reunion or Milskar that evacuated the Sarkaz. Wait, no. Evacuated the remaining Sarkaz. These were the Stranglers, right? They're not talking about the time when the Sarkaz had a treaty and they just left on their own. That was the first wave. These are the Stragglers, involving Longshot's daughter, and you know. So it was Rhodes Island that snuck them out. But this war can go on no longer. We've lost enough people. And we've heard Sarkaz's warning loud and clear. Ducal fleets held their positions during the retreat, but they all got the news. Massive catastrophe clouds forming over the capitals of most of the core countries almost simultaneously. Hey, yo! We got an immediate follow-up to what Theresis is doing with the First Originium. Okay. Well, this is a problem. Theresis forming catastrophe clouds over the capitals of every country. Huh. Talk about straightforward. They strolled back to Kazil in broad daylight. You and Dr. Kelsey know what they could do with that piece of Originium. They won't abuse it unless their back is to the wall. Interesting. Interesting development. So, as of now, we're allowing Theresis to keep the First Originium as basically a precaution. It is a nuke. The only country on Terra with the power to control catastrophes would be Kazdel. And because Kazdel has that sole right, it's basically forcing all the other countries of Terra to leave them the fuck alone. Finally. I don't know if I trust Thesis with that power, though. I don't know if I trust Thesis to wield that power responsibly. But sure. This is the equivalent of a nuke, basically. The one country on Terra with nuclear arms being like, please stop fucking with us. Leave us the fuck alone. I guess it might work. For self-defense only. Maybe they think that way for now. But there is no such thing as a guarantee when one is in possession of power far greater than one can control. I've seen many gangs rise rapidly with the backing of the nobility, only to fall apart from the inside just as quickly. That's why Amia's going back to Kazdel with them. Amia will keep the Originium under our oversight. Interesting. Very interesting development. Interesting. I got thoughts, but I won't go too deep into it until we get to episode 50. Sure, Amiya seems to be going back to Kazdel officially as the king of the Sarkaz. But you're not in a position to determine Sarkaz's destiny either. Both sides have been inflicted wounds that will not heal so easily. The young Sarkaz regent has gotten his wish. The Sarkaz are once again united by concrete hatred, and obtained an originium shard that belongs to them. Hatred always ends the same way. Where will you be when that time comes? Hey yo! Hey yo, is that Gawain? A golden lion walks out from behind the darkened throne and crouches by its side. Gawain. It is like he was always there. Like the reliefs around him, bearing witness to the Empire's rise and fall, all in the blink of an eye. And now his dark eyes have witnessed you. Teacher? This is the first time you've shown yourself before me. No need to fear. I am neither a monster nor an illusion. I show myself now because I must. Vina has chosen a path that she has not even considered until now. She must grow. You are in a position to help her. Rhodes Island is already assisting her work in Londinium. That is not what I mean. I have no intention to interfere in Victoria's destiny, whatever it may be. But you have led her towards a confrontation with the destiny of Terra itself, on which hope is hard to come by. I promised one who is long gone to walk with him until the very last, but now, even my own being is no longer a certainty. Hold up, wait. Hold up. Destiny of Terra, what did you mean by that? What are you setting up for the future, for the end game of this world? Because we know how this will end up. The assimilation of Terra within Originium. And as far as we know, the only weapon in existence that can stop Originium assimilation is the Realm Blade, which is Siege. What are you setting up for the future? What are you setting up for this next arc, Lowlight? What is this? What are you cooking? I know Vina. When the day comes, she will stand with Rhodes Island, and you will need her. But where will you stand when that day comes? Yeah, they're spelling it out right. Vina, her story is not ending with just rebuilding Victoria, apparently. Vina's gonna be very important in the future, because she's the only one that wields the Realm Blade. And as far as we know, it's the only thing on Terra that can fight off Originium. There is no need to answer. She will witness on my behalf. You are neither her follower, nor mentor, nor foe. You already realize that the ties you share are one of a kind. Perhaps we could afford to wait for a chance at a fresh start, but Vina cannot. I have taught you how to survive, Vina, but I cannot teach you how to become hope.
The one before you, however, can.
Me? I'm just a silly guy. I know what I must do. What do you mean I know what I must do? What is this? Also, this is prior. This is prior to us returning to... returning to Ager, actually. I know what I must do. We're setting up the puzzle pieces. Wait a minute. Realm Blade's gonna become important in the future? The big Leviathan Farenmit within the underground ruins gonna become important in the future? The Path of Life? The Path of Life that'll help travel all across Ager? The truth of the world getting revealed at the Vatican Summit? Hold up, there's a lot of things developing right now. My head is spinning.
Then guide her, the one whom Vina trusts. You are the spark that lights her fire, the spring that drives her forward. Listen to this one, Vina, when you find yourself in doubt.
Okay, this is way too self-insert for my liking. Stop glazing us, please! The Enmin already gets enough glazing! I'm just a silly little guy who kinda plunged this world into chaos the moment we invented Originium. Don't need to give us too much credit, it's kind of our fault. Most of these people are suffering, actually. Speaker's office! 2 hours later. Wait, no, 2 hours after the execution. What's this instrument, Vina? An engineering sample made by Rock. Says it keeps retired workers from growing drowsy, but how's that different from just taking a nap? Does it work? Vina yawns, rubs her eyes, and continues to peruse the documents before her. No. What does wake you up, though, is responding to some 40 petitions to eliminate the traitor Milskar. Have the citizens fighting over this outside calmed down? Yes, Horn brought a bunch of the city guard's newcomers straight out of training camp. Thank goodness it didn't get out of hand. It helped that the soldiers had families and comrades on both sides. I really don't know what the people who still support Milskar are thinking. No surprise. It was Parliament that went back on its word first. We still have trouble with our medicine supply, and her stuff gave people hope. Only false hope, though. At first I thought you sent the defense forces to crack down. Using violence to suppress innocent countrymen is the most cowardly and less effective method. Why are you looking at me like that? Just feeling dumb for worrying at all. Don't tease me. I've got a long way to go before I'm used to this role. Thank goodness I have a lot of help from people I trust. My teacher, the doctor, and you, and many others. She stretches, puts down Rock's sample, and lets out a long exhalation. I would be stumbling in the dark without the intel of your informants and our Rhodes Island colleagues. Milskar. Selling dangerous drugs of unknown origin, offering predatory loans, threatening the lives of citizenry, and colluding with the Sarkaz. All the evidence lies in my drawer, all of it corroborated. She cannot be allowed to run unchecked just because some few benefited from association with her. Allerdale, she. It's not just her, Delphine. No one wants to see this hard-earned peace broken again, after all we've been through. Parliament promised safety to the people. I know what must be done. Very well. An old friend has a lead on her that might interest you. By the way, I've given serious consideration to the doctor's suggestion. Once things have settled down for a bit, I'll return to Windermere and take back certain things that have always belonged to me. That's right. The Windermere battleship abandoned her. That's right. She's gotta reclaim Windermere. How long will he be? I don't know. The doctor is right. I need what my mother left behind if I'm to help you, even if I was reluctant at the time of her death. Thank you. It's for myself too, Victoria, Windermere, then Cardine. I must see for myself that which mother cared so much about. It's the only way I can get closer to her. Another hag. Lost the time way too soon. Why did Lady Windermere have to... have to die?
Sir, please allow me to still call you that. I didn't think you would come. Did my application go through?
Walker, I've heard how Pitt and the others got you to leave the scene of the protest. I think...
So that's not what you're here for. Alright, actually, I've been listening to the radio, sir. I heard about the artillery handover to the newly reorganized defense forces under your command, and the newly reconstructed training plate outside the city. I went to see it myself. The facilities are superb. I can even imagine myself training there.
Sorry, Walker, but I can't approve of your application to join the defense forces.
Sure, if I'm not up to standard, I'll redouble my...
You know your own health. Training and fighting will only make it worse.
My condition is under control. I've been taking medicine. I haven't felt any pain from the rocks for a while. I've been getting better.
Milskar's medicine, right? We've analyzed it, and it's...
nothing more than a painkiller, I know. But that's what we need. Parliament's medicine rations are running out, aren't they? At least this makes me feel better for a while and lets me practice wielding a crossbow with one hand. I'll pass Defense Forces test, sir. There will be hope as long as we can make it back home, no matter how bloody goddamn hard life is. That's what you told me during the defense of Chetley.
This is making me sad. All of this. We are the exemplars. We make miracles. What about life after the miracle then? Where do the exemplars go? Horn said the miracle of the previous exemplars lived on in Gaul, in the textbooks and military books. But what about us? It was a question no one needed to think about before we truly returned to Londinium. When the city broadcast announced the city belonged to the Victorians again, the youngest girl in my group asked me, "Where do we go from here?" I said we go home. I'll go back to Slobberknocker with Hannah, Vina and Dagda, and you get home too. But the girl told me, I don't have a home anymore. I only have you. Vina and the others are here. We ought to go down.
Vina? Speaker Vina? She's coming for me too? Because of the protest. Did you come to keep an eye on me, sir?
She came to help you because she knew Vina was coming. Same for all of us. There's not enough meds. There's too much infected in Victoria. The war has taken its toll. There is no warmth in the Londinium sunset. The survivors do not remember if it has always been this way. Those who come after will not even question it. Once the Shard was the pride of the old nomadic city. Now people pay careful attention not to step into its shadow. They all remember the day the terror itself descended upon its pinnacle, beneath the burning red sky. Okay, this scene is making me think of the teacher who killed herself because of fucking Manfred. Two walk side by side through the sparse crowd, the setting sun drawing long shadows before them. Those who pass bow to them, then go back to the work at hand, humming.
Then may we call and safely sing. Victoria Yeve thanks for Ove home. The refurbishment of the shard seems to be proceeding ahead of schedule. Rhodes Island helped a lot, providing medicine, taking in patients, and the engineering department has been helping with construction work in the city. The initial incident left such an impression on the people that the proposal to modify the shard met no significant opposition. And we're cleaning up the Originium crystal growth in the city while we're at it. But the engineers of the Self-Salvation Corps say that it'll take some time for things to go back to normal. Even the mobility layer is affected. Have we confirmed the retrieval team for the shard's core technologies? We have a preliminary list, but we're still doing background checks on some of the technicians and scholars. They have certain links, if you know what I mean. I do. Dukes have given me a heads up. We'll turn a blind eye as long as there's no serious issue. I, for one, am hoping that they find something worthwhile in that scrap heap. It would be a good thing for Victoria. It's not such a bad thing for us if they started fighting over it. Vina, Delphine. Orin? I thought you were. I came to visit an old comrade. Don't mind me, I was just about to go and see how Bagpipe's doing with the new recruits. Orin stretches but shows no sign of leaving. Vina sighs. Vina! You'd never guess what Walker and I talked about. You remember the Davises, who came with us from Chatley? Well, the wife just gave birth. I know why you're here, Morgan. Walker and the protests are a matter of parliament. It's not something I should get involved in. I'm just here to talk about the whereabouts of Milscar. Thanks, but there's no need to make things difficult for Madame Speaker. I trust Parliament. I know many MPs. Fine people. Parliament is not as simple as you think. There are those who would prefer to escalate the issue. But resolving the Milscar issue as soon as possible is the best interest of everyone, including you. Milscar. Allerdale, what is your end goal? The soldier who charged into the city with us stood in the setting sun, suffering our interrogation. We all know that Vina can influence Parliament if she chooses to. That was the day I truly realized that Vina had not belonged solely to the Glasgow gang for a long time. Maybe my Vina already said goodbye to us that afternoon. That day, all factories of the city came rumbling to life, and steam gushed up to the sky. I saw her golden hair flying wild in the wind, blocking the fleeting tears in her eyes. She turned towards us with a smile and said, "We're home." We're home. But things have not gone the way we expected. Does going back home mean goodbye? Will we lose Vina? The factories welcome us. There are survivors in the city. Why do you stand in our way? I'm sorry. The Duke's orders. The exemplars must not act on their own until the Dukes have come to a conclusion. Why are you pointing your bow at me? Weren't we fighting side by side just a moment ago? What do we do? Is this a protest? In the city? September 28, 5:27 p.m. The city was angry. The troops that stood in our way, are they falling back? The factories are waking up? I thought the Sarkaz had shut everything down. I remember these factories. I know where they are. I always will.
That's Miles Industries of York Street. And that's Couple of Foods on Scott Street. And that's Consolidated Inc., Hankins, South Wicker Cargo. Vina, I thought they... Those that were silent, those that have been abandoned, those that have been commandeered by the Sarkaz, and those that continue to run timidly. All the city's factories come alive at the same time, but the Sarkaz hastily pulling back from the battlefield outside the city had no time to notice. The steam that gushed out was the breath of steel and machine. The factories were roaring. What's going on? They're helping us. Londinium is helping us. March on, exemplars! It's time to bring this to an end. This is Lieutenant Diane Weber of 6th Column, 10th Infantry Regiment. Lower your weapons, soldiers, and escort the exemplars in their advance. You're defying the Dukes? Before I was a soldier, I was a Londinian. This is my home too. Go, Siege. This fight is not over yet. We will take back what is ours. The first squad starts lowering their crossbows, and they are soon followed by others, who step aside to clear a path. Exemplars! Forward! We're home. Keep the factories running at full steam. Keep the Sarkaz at bay just a little longer. The Dukes will want people to think there's no Victorians left alive, justifying them sitting on their hands out there. But we'll make them hear we're still here. The people outside the walls will know we haven't given up yet. Percival! Reunion? Just when I was wondering where Reunion was at, Percival's here to greet us. Thanks for the assist, Madame Catherine. You can trust our guys. Everyone has a trick or two up their sleeves. 9 and the others are working on the other factories. The whole city's about to rise up. Reunion were the ones restarting the factories. Are you coming back, Feist? She misses her grandson. Is it grandson or son? I forgot. Heidi! Is it on? On it is. The other factories have been restored just as the doctor planned. It's not just the citizens that are helping us though. There are other people and they call themselves Reunion. So we're aware that Reunion is in the city. Well, I haven't seen the city so lively in years. I just got word that the Alliance troops have cleared a path for the exemplars. That wasn't our orders. Are you happy with the test results? It seems we have underestimated the influence of a miracle. The exemplars create miracles. Also, I just want to check. We're still in before operation. We should hasten our preparations then. Hey, boss. Looks like we don't have to cause a commotion anymore. They're letting the exemplars through. Pull the ambush and give a hand to the factories we captured. Tell the people in charge that the boilers keep burning until I say stop. You got it. Welcome home, Vina. Flashing backwards, flashing forwards. Speaker's office. Walker's fine. Parliament won't come down hard on him over this little thing, but tell him to stay safe. There's no telling if the people watching us might find him inconvenient to them. And how are things over there? Good. We'll find you. Allerdale. What is she really up to? What is Allerdale really up to? Why is she trying to accrue funds by extorting the populace? There has to be some reason to this madness. Nervous child. I just go over there like this? Yes, just go over there and ask what the price is. Alright. The child approaches the merchant's stall and timidly peruses the wares. Fireworks, kid. Yeah? A special occasion? A gift? This one's real popular for celebrations. Oh, but there's a lot of dust. That's normal. It's been lying in the warehouse for a while. How about this? You buy one and I'll give you one free. What's that smell? Oh, fire! It's you, isn't it? Huh. What are you standing there for? Run! What the fuck? The merchant tries to put out the fire to no avail, and is soon surrounded by flames himself. What the fuck is going on? Why are people setting people on fire? The exploding fireworks draws a gawking crowd. The practical joker has long fled the scene with the child. But wasn't it supposed to be a joke? Serves him right for marrying a devil woman, the bastard. Oh boy. Yep. Somehow, I feel like we can't have an Arknights story without a teensy bit of brutalizing the sarcasm and people associated with the sarcasm. God damn! Holy fuck! You set a man on fire just because he married a sarcasm woman. Victorians still have a lot of bad blood with the sarcasm. Understandably, but holy fuck, the war is over. This is some post-World War II Japanese internment camp type of bullshit. Not even. This is current day. This is current day Euro racism of immigrants, dog. Hey, yo. Wokeness in my Arknights? Never. This is just a waifu game. Bagpipe, save him! The fire's getting bigger. I'll grab the man and you get the crowd out of here. Yes, ma'am. Pile driver spear rips the flames apart. The sounds of explosions and crackling fire sing joyfully in cacophony. A Overture emerges from the flames, spear in one hand and the merchant in the other. She puts the merchant down in a safe place, then sits beside him, wiping the soot off her face. Ak, sorry about your stall. I think I might have... It's fine, don't worry. Fine? This is fine? She points towards a raging fire, with fireworks still leaping out from time to time. The gawking crowd continues to grow. A drunkard, seemingly oblivious to what is going on, pulls over an unsuspecting passerby and starts dancing. Under the setting sun is pandemonium. Drunken singing mixed with angry yelling, mixed with a cackle of fireworks. This street has not been so lively since the sarcasm took over. It is the very picture of chaos, but the merchant, who has already calmed down, begins to laugh. I guess there's a silver lining to this. I haven't seen the folks so happy in a long time. Brings back memories. But it's your stall that's on fire. You know what? I'm in a good mood today. Let's just call it a fireworks show for everyone. Between you and me, ma'am, my wife can finally leave the city tonight. Bro. No injuries, ma'am. Should we go after the troublemaker? Well, nobody got hurt. We've got a duty to handle anyone who commits an offense. Well, thank you in any case. Say, can you dance? Or play an instrument. What? Can't let good fireworks go to waste, can I? Maybe my wife will hear the commotion. My way of saying goodbye. Oh my god. Bro, why you gotta do this to me? They're deporting his wife. I'm starting to miss the wartime. Even working on the farm, anything's easier than keeping the peace business. But hey, if everyone's happy, mind to complain. Once she is satisfied that there's no danger, she lies on the crate by the roadside, stretches, and lets the beams of the setting sun fall upon her face. Give me a haystack over this any day. Where are you, Chen Chen? Still haven't met up with Chen after 2 months? Chen has been looking for Tallulah. Oh, why did you burn his stall? You said you were just going to snitch something. That shameless bastard's own fault for marrying a devil. Bright side, maybe somebody's already lynched his wife. Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa! Jesus Christ. Okay, dog. What? Who the fuck are you? Allerdale. Now's your chance to run, kid. Okay. Well, what do you want? Just doing a favor for a client. Maybe it'll bring in future business. Oh, Allerdale was the one who snuck out his wife. What's the situation with this batch? House is clear. And the head count checks out, no problem. Word on the street says the Parliament is looking for you. Nothing they can actually do about it. Same as before. Don't cause any trouble. Speaking of trouble, there's a kid in this batch that's giving us a hard time. Why can't I see my dad one last time before we leave? Oh, that's... How dare you? Arknights, how dare you? It's Longshot's daughter. Oh, sweet child. You were born to a country that did not welcome you. And they just executed your father. And now, you have to escape. You have to seek asylum somewhere else. As is the way of the Sarkaz. Not welcome anywhere on Terra. Why you gotta do this to me, game? This man says there's fireworks outside. It's dad fireworks. Wait, what? It's not Longshot's daughter? It's the merchant's daughter? I thought it was only his wife. It was a wife and kid that's sneaking away? Wait. Interesting. Is this the first time we've ever seen the child of an interspecies relationship in Arknights? I know... I'm pretty sure we've seen interspecies relationships before. I'm 100% sure about that. I'm not sure we've seen their children. Do they turn out hybrids? This one seems like just a Sarkaz girl, though. Shh, quiet. You don't want to leave either, do you, Mum? Sarkaz covers the child's mouth and holds her tightly, gazing up nervously at the woman looking quietly down at her. I'm sorry, she's not used to this. Her father never left her side, even during the war. Our deal with your husband was to get you out of the city. The rest is not my business. If you want to stay, that's also your own decision. Ma'am, they're just scared because they've never been through anything like this. None of us have. Don't worry, I'll take care of the girl.
She won't cause you any harm, any trouble. But where are we going? What about Dad?
Bro, this child was born in Victoria. She's never known any other home. And now she has to flee. Because the Sarkas are no longer welcome.
He'll come find us once he's taken care of things at home. I knew this day would come. The day the people from Kazzel came. You don't like the military commission? Isn't Theresis your legendary hero? I'm every bit the Londonier that you are. I've never been anywhere else ever since I was born. And I don't know no Theresis. This is my home.
Jesus Christ. Bro, this is too real.
Your accent? That's not how commoners talk. I take it you ended up here because of the folks from Kazzel. Never mind. You're a good person, ma'am. No one else would come close to us at a time like this. Without you, the new parliament might have... Nothing to be surprised, I suppose. The bigwigs never change, whatever happens.
This is a legitimate ethnic cleansing of the Sarkas out of Kazzel. Yeah, I get it. Out of Kazzel, out of Londinium. The Sarkas did occupy Londinium militarily. I get that. But they've also been here for a long fucking time. Long enough for there to be old people that have been born within Victoria and lived their entire lives here. And this is just... every single Kazzel getting pushed out of Victoria. Somehow I feel like this is wrong. No, I know this is wrong. Like, Siege... This is what Doctor meant. This is where Siege and Doctor cannot and will not see eye to eye. Because Siege is a Victorian first. Damn. Complexity in my video game about war, politics, and identity? Damn, when did Arknights get woke?
I've seen enough in my lifetime. This new parliament is different. Maybe. But for people like us, though, it feels all the same. The aged Sarkaz soothes the sobbing child in sighs. Don't be afraid, child. Your father is an honest man. More honest than most people I've met. He'll find you. Alright, but where will you go after leaving here? I plan on visiting some old friends. They left during the withdrawal with their twins, who work for a pharmaceutical company. Twins? Friends? Twins. Sarkaz twins? No, it's not implying Sarkaz. The only twins that we knew, well, twin children, are the kids from Executor's event. Their mother turned into a fucking Seaborn. What the hell was that about? We still have not followed up on the fucking Seaborn shit and why the law needed to bless new saints in both Arturia and Executor. What the fuck is going on? What are we setting up, actually? How will this connect with the next saga of Arknights? Hold up, wait, we're getting too far ahead of ourselves. Do you know them, ma'am? Wait, twins? No, we have no time. You should get ready to leave. What is your name, ma'am? We will not meet again. Humor an old woman, won't you? I just want to thank you, on behalf of myself and all of those who are afraid of you. I would rather not direct this gratitude to a code name that's ready to be cast aside at any time. Allerdale. Beautiful name. Thank you, Allerdale.
Allerdale. A name that should have been laid rest in the Mausoleum of Kings. In the darkness where even the passage of time became blurred, she had sought to die in the ruins of history, to be forgotten by all those whom she had disappointed. Yet, she was afraid to die, afraid to be forgotten. But when muddy water dripped from the hole that the steam knight left behind and fell upon her palm, she opened her eyes and saw light. What lay at the end of the light was life and submission again. Her hesitation may have lasted 3 days or 3 minutes. In the end, she made the same choice as she once did. You will meet Vina again someday. She recited it over and over in her mind, and crawled quietly into the light. Well, that's how we now know how she survived, facing off with the Steam Knight. She just crawled out, basically. Eliseo, why are you here? What do you mean? The reservation with Madame Major is no longer valid and I have to get in queue again? Should we be trying to buy time for the infected who can't get medication? I'm afraid the reservation system is under maintenance. There are a lot of files that need to be organized following Madame Major's passing. However, we are all too busy with preparations for Madame Major's funeral. How long are we talking? It should be up and running within 7 business days. We will inform you as soon as reasonably possible. Have you been to the Center for Biological Infection Control? More and more citizens whose conditions are deteriorating rapidly are being sent there day by day. Most Londiniers don't even know how to handle a cure or repeat attacks before the war. The ones who need help the most are the ones getting the least of it. They can't afford to wait, not to mention the proliferation of drugs that have little to actual effectiveness. Your feedback is noted. We'll pass it on to the Center of Biological Infection Control. Is there anything else I could help you with? Tell me where the speaker's office is. If you would like to visit a speaker, I can assist you in making a reservation. No need to ask him. I know where the speaker is. Come with me, Eliseo. I apologize for the inconvenience. Please let us know if you're in need of any other assistance. Thank you for the coffee, sir. It's a very valuable gift. Aren't you furious, Diane? This is no way for them to behave. I came to Londinium too. Oh, so this is Diane. This is the youngest member of the Exemplars. To save us? No, that's not what I mean. But it's what you think, isn't it? I mean, no offense. I'm grateful that you've put a roof over my head. And I also see there's nothing but chaos in the matter of helping the infected here. I get that it takes time to build up and improve systems and workflows. Please understand, though, that it is my job to raise such issues back in Colombia. I just want to see more regulated and effective workflow to provide help to more infected. If I may say so, we're a little ahead of that front. I've never been to Colombia, Eliseo, and I don't know how people like us are treated back where you call home. I would love to see it if I can get the chance. That gentleman has done nothing wrong. He's done what was tasked of him in such cases. In fact, he's done it better than any of his predecessors. Londinium has many problems, but things are getting better, even better than before the war. It seems you trust this new parliament. No, but I trust the speaker. Come, I'll take you there. How do you know where she is? I take it you Colombians are not in the habit of listening in to broadcasts. Well, we're more used to watching. Well, never mind. Where is the speaker? At the memorial service for Madame Major. You got TVs in Colombia? TV technology has not traveled far beyond Colombia yet. Here, there's so many people. How do we get the speaker? Come with me. I know a shortcut. Through the window, Eliseo sees Vina Victoria for the first time. He has done his homework and heard the legends of the young speaker during the war. He thought the speaker would be more impressive, but when he sees the well-dressed Aslan speaking at the podium, he feels nothing but disappointment. Vina Victoria is not nearly as splendid as he imagined. Are you lost? If you're here for the service, the entrance is that way. Oh, it's Delphine. Would you like a hand, Eliseo? Thank you. Hey, how did you... I was the one who put the files on Pure Heart Medical, and yourself on the speaker's table long before you arrived in Londinium. So, you know what I'm here for? Of course. And the speaker knows that what I've been trying to do for the past few days? Of course. Unfortunately, it's not that simple. I thought the speaker would be different from the other nobles I've met. Eliseo! It's fine. I would just like to clear up the misunderstanding. This is not Columbia, Eliseo, and it is arrogance to judge us by your standards. Sometimes we must follow the rules first in order to change things. Not even she could do it. Inside the hall, Vina is muttering something with a sad expression on her face, but they cannot hear what she is saying. Delphine meets Diane's gaze, then quickly averts her gaze. Was Madame Major another victim of the rules? Not only a respectable woman, one of the nobles you were talking about. She could have stayed in Normandy, far from danger, but she came of her own accord to the chaos of Londinium in order to help the people here. She refused to stop working even as her condition deteriorated, trying to help as many people as she could, just like you, Eliseo. Our conflict with her was only because of the harm that her radicalness and stubbornness were doing to herself. There are no dark secrets, no conspiracies behind her passing. She was not a victim. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know. That makes it even harder to understand. Why do you refuse to work with Pure Heart? We're just trying to solve your problems. Are you aware that Pure Heart Medical is backed by the Colombian Department of Defense and the Maylander Foundation? Well. It's a bargaining chip. It's a bargaining chip from the Burb man himself, El Presidente. Why would El Presidente send an envoy on a medical mission to a war-ravaged country in desperate need of allies and help? I wonder what El Presidente is up to. What the fuck is that bird doing? Of course, the military and the Foundation have always been our main stakeholders. You are a good and responsible man. Feel free to come and find me if you insist on carrying out that responsibility. You are... Delphine Windermere. You may call me Delphine. Looks like your company has work to do when it comes to client research. I'm not giving up, Lady Delphine. I believe we could help with the Londinium. I can't make any promises on behalf of Vina or the Parliament, but believe when I say that we want to heal this city more than anyone else. But if you would like, you can come with me to say goodbye to Madame Major, and to all those who have died in the chaos of these past few weeks. Typical American foreigner thinks he could come in with a savior complex. The bell of morning tolls. Foul beasts glide close to the ground, a sign of impeding rain. Right now, though, nobody pays any heed. Their heads are bowed. No tears are shed. War has already spent the city of its last drop. Oh, Dagda and Indra searching for Milscar. All these point to this place being Milscar's hideout. Why are you still taking your time? Don't you think it's too easy? Besides, there have been rumors of an unidentified Sarkaz activity here. Can't hurt to be careful. I can't say it hurt to have an accident or two. Good exercise. Why do you think I refused to help Morgan with her stupid paperwork? You're an upright girl. To come along like this, I thought you'd shut yourself up in the tower as soon as you came back. You really ought to be staying put at the ship, Hannah. How many times has medical reminded you about your condition? Sound of bells echoes in the sky above the city, as if everything has gone quiet for a moment. The memorial service has started. Well, no time to wallow in sentiment. Let's go, Dagda. I don't want to get my ass kicked while I'm trying to wipe tears from my eyes. Sometimes I just don't know what to do with you, Hannah. What do we do if we run into Allerdale? Punch her in the gut and leave the rest for Vina to worry about. Who's there? Afraid you won't find her. It's not you she wants to see. Who are you? Hey, yo! Hey, yo! That's the new Ask waifu. It's Ask's daughter. Their second daughter. The Rose Riverside's canoe. Also, Jesus Christ, her thighs. Well, somehow we've got the introduction of a new character in the fray. A vampire. Another vampire. But I think that's where we'll end the story reading for now. A lot has happened. Londinium is in the process of healing, but we're stumbling here and there. There's a lot of complexities muddying the waters when it comes to dealing with the sarcasm, dealing with the surge of infected post-war. Will Londinium find its way? What is Allerdale up to? We'll find out later on when we continue our story reading streams. We will continue GO-3 in the middle of the week, and then we will finish off our story reading of Ending a Grand Overture next weekend. Thank you everyone to stop by, chilled out in chat, used this as second monitor content, and watched us react to and read through the story of Ending a Grand Overture. Once again, my name is Nez, and thanks for watching. I'm gonna see friendos next stream. Bye-bye.